Oh, would you look at that? Oh, well, look at the first ban. I wonder who could have caused that one.
My bad.
A little bit of devil's tongue from the caster.
Want me to wait while you go get them?
Ooh, but instantly
Hey, is
responding
it
with the
really?
Poppy ban. That is I am Yordle's best champion right there. So an eye for an eye.
Is it really a league stream if there isn't a bit of a caster's curse?
This is true.
It's your funeral.
The Yorick ban, classic. We've seen that pretty much picked or banned every single match so far. Definitely a dangerous side lane threat. The Alawi ban, some people might be surprised to see that because Alawi has been yet to be picked or banned for the entire tournament. However,
I don't think it's that surprising.
Los
If you've ever played
Riddlers,
top lane,
yeah, Los Riddlers played in, at least one of the players played in a number of the practice matches that we had beforehand, all of the test matches we were testing the format. Alawi was absolutely running amok in those, so anybody who played back then should not be too surprised about that. Okay, Yordle missing their third ban. Nice.
I think that's just a vote of confidence. They did it on purpose.
True.
Yeah, I think anyone who's spent any amount of time in top lane can tell you a Fed Alawi is not fun, and she only needs 1 or 2 kills to really get going. And the Caitlyn. She's been a monster today. I'm kind of surprised. Is this the first time she's been banned?
This is the first time she's been banned, I believe, yes.
I wouldn't be surprised to see more teams taking a page out of Los Riddler's book and taking her off the board. Every time she's found her way into somebody's hands, she's just been an absolute lane bully.
Alright, this is going to be the first time that we're going to get to see the Trundle. Trundle has also been a champion who's been very, very high ban rate so far, and a champion who excelled a lot during game testing. Same thing with Ziggs. We've yet to see any Ziggs picks today, but this is another champion that during testing was very strong. So we can see already that we have two teams that clearly have a lot of experience, either with the format already or with adapting to a new format. I'll be excited to see what the rest of the drafts are.
I'm surprised Ziggs hasn't seen a bit more priority. That W ability to take down towers when they're at about 25% HP seems like it'd be real useful for a game mode all about taking towers.
Oh yeah, and it looks like Los Riddlers are going for the full turret taking strategy. They also grabbed the Scion, so they have two great split pushers now.
Oh, answered with the Tryndamere though, and that if he gets ahead on anything, that's going to be a monster.
Yeah, essentially what I'm looking at is we're looking at two extreme split pushing comps, is what I'm seeing.
It'll be interesting to see though. CLG might be a bit outranged. If this Jace gets locked in, Jace and Ziggs will outrange everything except the Victor. So, and there it is.
Hey, well, you know, neither Ziggs nor Jace outrange that Trundle pillar, so never count them out.
This is true. It'll be interesting to see if the Trundle takes Smite. I don't think anything else could really afford to run it, but the Trundle certainly could. I don't know if Smite's been too impactful in any of the games so far. It seems like most people have just been prioritizing playing their lanes and not trying to work a jungler into their comps at all.
Yeah, not today. Smite has not seen too much of an impact today. We've seen a few teams take it, but not necessarily any game swinging strategies with it. I think that the Scion could also afford to get away with it potentially, if they wanted to look towards that, but everybody else might struggle a bit. Unless you want to be, there was one team during testing who were absolute psychos. I believe they either ran 2 or 3 smites. It was crazy. Maybe a team could do that again.
Yeah, that would certainly be a sight to see. I think Diana in the last game had the smite on her. I don't think she got any use out of it. She might have used it to secure grubs once, but I don't think it was anything beyond that.
No, she actually, when she stole the one void grub, it was without the smite, just a raw steal.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. I mean, like, there's more advantages to smite than one might expect. Like, for example, if you take smite into lane, you can smite the first minion off at the second wave, immediately get level 2. That's something that I don't know if I've seen anybody abuse that fact yet. But that's something that I abuse all the time whenever I take lane smite.
Absolutely. And even just giving you the ability to pick up the buffs a little bit faster, red buff, blue buff, even if you're not going to contest the epic monsters.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many teams prioritizing any of the jungle camps early. Not even the buffs, so maybe for anybody who's playing tomorrow for day 2 can take some notes. Maybe a lot of gold and XP potentially being left on the table there. So how have you been doing? How's your night been?
Oh, pretty good. I've watched the last 2 or 3 games, so getting to watch some decent League of Legends. Never a bad night,
imagine not
right?
watching all 7 games SMH.
Well, unfortunately, life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, I watched all 7 games.
Well, I
Yeah.
think you kind of have to hosted the tournament and all that. Not much of a choice for you.
Yeah, I could always have gotten just 2 casters, and I could have just deafened myself in the VC and controlled the panels if I really felt like it.
Well, if you ever need a break, it seems like you got plenty of casters. Maybe they'd be willing to step in for you for a game or 2.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust you guys that much. Sorry.
No, that's fair. I seem to recall most of us not having any casting experience, and the few who did were not in the League of Legends casting.
Yeah, I think we had a Rocket League caster. We had like a CS:GO caster or something. Like it was, we were just grabbing from everywhere. We don't need League of Legends casters. Overrated.
Yeah. Well, some experience is better than no experience.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody say that they were casting for a Formula One event for a little bit?
Maybe.
Hmm.
Who knows? I put out the call to action, and anybody who responded, I threw him into the server. So.
Yeah, why not? According to chat, if you're in the right mood, Rocket League slaps. I might have to give it another try. Maybe I've never been in the right mood.
My cat has come back to bother me once again. Now I'm interested. Let's take a look at these runes level 1. I haven't done this in a while, but these 2 teams are experienced. I'm wondering. Yep, we have Demolish for Tryndamere, Demolish for Trundle. Oh, no Demolish for Victor. Demolish for Scion. No Demolish for Zig. Alright, so 3 out of 6 Demolish. 6 out of 6 Teleport. So this is definitely something that I've been looking out for. Other teams haven't necessarily been doing it, but anybody who played in the format testing learned pretty quickly. Teleport's really strong. Demolish, really strong.
Yep.
Most teams enjoyed having 1 smite. I see that neither team has it this time, but yeah, I mean at this point, this is the last game of the day. I'm just dropping all of the details, but
Might be seeing a lane swap. Both Tryndamere. Yep, there they go. Tryndamere and Trundle backing and swapping. Don't like the matchup very much, I guess.
based on these matchups, I don't know if I'm really expecting too much to happen early. I mean, like, Scion could definitely struggle into Trundle a lot. If Scion tries to charge the Q, Trundle could just cancel it with his pillar, so that could be super annoying. But
Absolutely, and I think the top lane matchup is really just going to depend on how much ranged poke Jace can get off. If he can poke Trundle down, especially pre-6, maybe he can all in, but that'll be slow and contentious.
yeah, but I mean, even if Jace does manage to poke the Tryndamere, it's like the Tryndamere has Doran's shield. I can't remember the runes off the top of my head, but maybe he has second one too. Could be prepared for that type of stuff. That plus the Fury healing could be tough for Jace to get any kind of leverage in that lane. Why are we just? Oh my god! Wait, I'm not in direct to camera. I was wondering why we were only looking at the Ziggs. Professional streamer.
And Ziggs Victor is obviously just sit back, scale until somebody hits an item, and then you can start looking for kills. Jace with the early push.
I mean, to be expected, unless you as the Tryndamere are just like psychotically going after the first wave, it's going to be pretty tough to get pushed into a ranged champion. There are certainly some Tryndameres who like to go that route, but Yodel decided to take a more passive approach.
You know, I'm surprised no one busted out Teemo just for the fun of it. I think this tournament could probably be won or lost decided by one person's mental, and Teemo would be a great way to get under somebody's skin.
Teemo is also just a pretty good side laner in general. Strong early lane bully, safe lane, can take down turrets.
Absolutely, and if you build tank Teemo, you'll really stack up that demolish damage.
Now, interestingly here, this is a little tidbit that I picked up. Big Fat Turkey and Yordle, something really cool about these two players is that Turkey is an Emerald player, but claims that he plays in a lot of scrims against like Masters, Diamond, GM, that type of caliber. So he's a player who likes to play up. Yordle, similarly, is a Silver Gold player, but he has played in different team leagues against like Emerald, Diamond level players. So both of these players are players who are willing to step up and punch above their weight.
I guess that just goes to show rank really doesn't mean everything.
Yeah, there are certainly ways that you can play to minimize your losses to get carried better. I know that Yordle specifically has been able to master a lot of the more tanky champions, your Scions, Poppy, those types of champions, and that's how he was able to survive against players who were upwards of 2 divisions ahead of him.
Well, it's an important thing to know how to do. And I mean, if you watch pro play at all, you can see a lot of pro top laners who look pretty darn good on their tank champions, but absolutely lost if they're ever forced off of them. Works at all levels.
Yeah, Scion already struggling super hard. Almost no mana left. If Scion ends up running out of mana, what we're going to end up seeing is that pretty much every single time Trundle crashes a wave, he's going to waltz right up to that turret, proc demolish, and then back off. And if that pattern continues too many times, then we're going to be seeing a big lead showing up in bot lane.
Yeah, it's already happening. The better part of that turret plate's already gone. And the bot lane turret doesn't have the fortification that the top 2 turrets have either, so Trundle's really going to be chewing through that one.
Yeah, that is one thing you have to wonder is, Scion is a pretty good mid laner, and Ziggs is a, would definitely benefit from having that, turret bulwark turned off, so wonder if maybe they had considered swapping the 2 of them at the start of the game.
Could be worthwhile, and Sign hitting level 6, if he can get it back and ultimate out to lane, that's almost as good as a teleport, especially if he's running out to mid lane, so it could be worth, but Ziggs did just use his TP, so his lane swap won't be very quick at all.
Yeah, I guess it's another hidden bonus of Red Side's draft is on surface level, they've got the good split pushing, the decent laning, but they also have essentially 2 semi-globals. Ziggs and Scion Ultimate are both semi-globals to help influence other sides of the map that they're not on, so maybe we'll be able to see that they can use that. The Scion is really playing with fire. I think that guy just needs to reset and TP to get his mana back. He's overstayed his welcome a little bit, Trundle. It's the only reason why Trundle can take these plates, because the Scion just has no mana.
He's tried a few times. Trundle's been very good with his pillars. I think he's canceled 2 backs now. He might be able to cancel this one as well, and he's forced off the back again.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a little bit less of Trundle landing good pillars and maybe just Scion trying to base in too aggressive of a location.
Yeah, he should probably walk back about halfway between the second and third, or the outer and inner turrets. But again, Trundle's going to walk up, eat a turret shot, and Scion just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, now we can see on the one side of the map that Jace is kind of doing the same thing to the Tryndamere as Trundle's doing to the Scion, but it's at a slower pace, so if this game stays at the stalemate that it's at, I think you would rather be blue side.
I'd agree with that, especially with the reworks Victor's got. He's been really strong. I guess it's just the arcane buffs.
We've actually got multiple arcane champions. Got Jace at the top lane.
That's true with the Jace.
But here's the real question is, what's stronger, the arcane buff or the new cinematic buff? Because Trundle was prominently featured in that new cinematic, so maybe he'll have a little bit of something coming around soon.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it. I question how realistic that cinematic was, but I don't know if Trundle's losing that 1v1 to a Darius like that.
Oh, could be an all-in here. Ult drop from the Victor. Zig's forced to flash out. Victor does not follow flash, so doesn't go for the kill, but at least gets the flash. I'm curious as to what Victor's cooldowns were there, because depending on how... Oh, there he goes. Yep. And there's the flash QE.
Yeah. A great first blood for the Victor. So how impactful have you been finding feats being? I mean, getting the 3 epic monsters is pretty hard, but have you seen a big importance played towards them? Have the boots seemed very impactful?
You know, not necessarily, because the problem with the boots is that when you first get the feat, your boots get the extra 5 movement speed, which is nice. But you can't actually get the upgraded boots until you have 2 legendary items, and that just... We haven't had very many games that last that long, so...
No. I think you tend to run into 2 legendary items at, what, around 21, 22 minutes, and at that point you might as well just knock down the inhibitor.
Yeah, I think we had one game go 31 minutes, and then we've also had some really, really short ones. We had one game end in 13.5 minutes, and then the game right after ended in 14 minutes, so...
Well, this one seems to be taking a bit more of a turn for the long haul, but Trundle is just unstoppable in this bottom lane.
Well, see, yeah, that's the problem, though, is that you can say that it'll last for the long haul, but because the format is first to take an inhibitor, the instant anything goes wrong for one team, the game can end just like that, so always have to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sion is able to get the solo kill. Caught the Trundle greeting for an
There it
extra
is.
plate, landed the ultimate, but
Yeah, and it's great he burns that flash too. I think that'll afford him. I guess they traded flashes, but still, I think that favors the Sion a little bit more at least.
you know what? I'm so sorry. I just realized that I was not screen sharing the game. I was still screen sharing my presentation, so you're a few seconds behind. That's not intended. That's just me being stupid.
Oh, you're fine. I was in your Twitch stream. I was making it work.
Oh yeah, I noticed. Yeah, whoopsie daisy. Look, respect for being able to improvise like that. You know, this Jace is starting to get to the health threshold where Trinity could consider diving. Got that ultimate.
And there he is. The Ian. Not going to be much more for now, but if he's got the push on this wave, he definitely could look for it. Jace has to be really careful here.
Yeah, I mean, if Jace doesn't reset, he's probably going to get dove.
Oh, while we were talking about feats, looks like Trundle ended up picking up that bottom turret, so there's 2 feats to blue side. Sure, they'll be quite happy with those upgraded boots for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, red side's got to do something to respond to this Trundle, otherwise Trundle's just going to crack open the entire base.
He's just going to keep doing the same thing unless they either move Ziggs or lane swap to deal with him.
Oh, interesting. Jace went Hullbreaker Rush. Trying to match the side lane threat a little bit.
This is probably one of the few situations where Hullbreaker Rush is actually pretty good. I get typically pretty tilted when I see my top laner building that, but in this scenario, I don't think you can afford to group very much.
Yeah, I guess maybe another factor is that you see the Trundle wrecking havoc on the other side of the map, so you're thinking, I just need to get out of this lane as fast as possible. You're trying to take the turrets, so that way you can push out those waves a little bit farther, have better roam timers that you can help out your Sion.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that Jace can do that much damage with Hullbreaker. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know how much you've been seeing it, but Tank Jace has been getting pretty popular. His base damages are crazy.
Oh yeah,
All in all,
Flandre was
Victor,
playing Unending Despair Jace. Was what he was doing. Nice little run from Sion. Got the kill on the Victor. Ziggs flashed out, didn't die.
Yeah, and avoiding the trade back there is huge. I think I'd almost prefer to see that shutdown gold go to the Ziggs, but Sion, it should help him maybe stabilize this Trundle lane a little bit.
my god, yeah.
Great pillar to cancel the Q, and Scion's out of mana. He cannot take this fight. Conqueror stack, and Trundle's just going to walk him all the way down that lane.
Yeah, and again, you just have to wonder if maybe this Jace should be doing something other than just continuing to protect his top lane turret that has 5 plates still. Gonna be hard to get an advantage against Tryndamere considering he hasn't even gotten the ult out yet. And this Trundle is like cracked open the game entirely. I mean, like, we're at the point where if blue side manages to pick up that Herald in 2 minutes, you could just drop it bot lane and end the entire game.
Yeah, easily. And there's just wouldn't be very much. They're going to have to contest that Herald pretty hard. Jace able to squeak out one last plate before it falls, but in the face of a Trundle with a full 5 plates and a tier 2, I don't think it means all that much.
Yeah, I mean, Trundle's got Swifties, Moonplate, and Trinity Force. That guy is going to be moving super fast.
Not a huge gold lead, though. Only about, not even quite 1,000 gold. I guess most of it would be on the Trundle, so he's really going to be the main focus point, but the rest of the map is fairly even, which should be at least a little source of hope for Los Riddlers.
Good damage coming down onto the Scion. And now that I think about it, Scion's just tough to play in this game as a whole. I mean, like, your Q gets cancelled by Trundle Pillar. If you stand still to cast your Q, you'll get stunned by the Victor W. It's like, how does Trundle actually play? Or not Trundle, how does Scion actually play?
Yeah, when I saw the Scion pick, especially given some of the ranks and experiences of the players in this game, I was almost wondering if they'd want to go for a bit of an inting Scion strategy. Oh, Jace gets the Trundle or the Tryndamere ult out. That's good, and there's the kill. Something going right in the top lane.
Yeah, I think Yodo underestimating how vulnerable he was without the turret there.
Absolutely, but Trundle doesn't care about this Zig's damage. He just took half the turret.
Yeah, I love how every single time Trundle starts tanking turret shots, he just ults whoever he sees next to him for the instant health boost and then doesn't die. The second time that he's done that, just survived because he clicks R.
Yeah, and I think that's another reason to get Scion out of that lane, since Trundle's ult is based off his opponent's stats. Get the bigger health bar and resistances away from him.
Yeah, no, that Tryndamere death really hurts though, because as much damage as Trundle's done to that bot side, it seems like in the matter of 1 minute, Jace got 1 kill and has done the exact same damage to top side. That Hullbreaker may be paying off.
Yeah, Hullbreaker's good, and that tier's fully stacked, so if he can get that Mana Mune up, it'll convert into a Mirror Mana real quick, and Jace is going to be very strong.
And you know, I didn't necessarily think about it at first, but Hullbreaker Jace might have some extra synergy, because Jace can click W when he's in ranged form, which gives him the 3 enhanced auto attacks. You can swap to melee form, you can swap to hammer form after you cast W and then hit 3 hammer attacks. So that means that you're not getting the range debuff from Hullbreaker, and that's 3 attacks out of the 5 you need to get that empowered auto attack from the Hullbreaker to do the extra damage to the turrets. So maybe Jace cooked a little bit harder than I thought he did.
Yeah, Jace seems like he's cooking Trundle right now. Runs him down, flash for flash, no kill, but Trundle not a very happy troll.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think Trundle could potentially win that 1v1 if he had ult. Unfortunately, his ult still had about maybe 2 or 3 seconds to go on the cooldown. He wouldn't have had time to cast that.
Now, an interesting build idea could be, for the Tryndamere, if you don't mind sacrificing yourself, building Hullbreaker and then just ulting under turret to hit it for the 4 or 5 seconds you have with ult. Since you know you won't die, demolish Hullbreaker, you could really rack up some damage.
Yeah, the only issue being if you're going to be matched up against these champions that have good wave clear. Like, I would say that Ziggs, Jace, and Scion all have good wave clear. If you're not able to, ooh, pillar miss. If you're not able to have minions when you're hitting the turret, the turrets get so much damage reduction that I almost think it's not worth it.
No, probably not. Trundle in a bit of a pinch. Scion no ult will not help catch. He's just going to walk right out of that Q. Jace able to catch up.
Old pot for Trundle. He's gonna be super tanky.
So tanky.
The Tryndamere is coming. This could be really, really bad for those Riddlers.
Yeah, Jace is just dead to the Tryndamere. Yeah, that's Sion. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of there.
Now here's the question: both Trundle and Tryndamere have TP. Do they go for an end bot lane with the Jace dead, or are they gonna play a little bit slower?
It looks like it's the slow play with Trundle resetting.
Yeah, they're a little bit worried about Ziggs having great wave clear. I wonder if there is a potential end angle there. Trundle is TPing bot.
Oh. TP will come out after all.
I think
it
they're a
feels
little bit
super
slow,
good for
though.
Tryndamere.
Sion's basing.
Yeah.
Oh, Sion canceled his base with no health and no mana. Interesting. Don't know
Did
what the
he
thought
cancel it or
process
did
was
Victor
there.
cancel it? Because he's been playing on the edge the whole time.
He canceled it that time.
Okay. Alright. Tryndamere ult out. Ziggs ult. Sion's dead, and they will hold the base. 2 kills over to Los Riddlers, and Tryndamere's on the run. Jace is hunting him down.
Wait, you want to
Sees
put
him
the
spin, and what a Q.
almost with the outsmart. You have to wonder if Tryndamere had committed a little bit harder than that, because Trundle and Tryndamere both sprinted towards the turret. Trundle got the demolish proc, got the turret, almost died. If the Tryndamere stayed with his ultimate and slapped the turret, maybe they could have killed it.
It's possible. I think the Ziggs W was able to displace both of them. Great 1v1 by the Jace, just walking down the Victor in melee range. But I think under the turret, the Ziggs W was able to displace both of them and just absolutely ruin the push they were putting together.
Yeah, it's great because this game is in such a fragile state. When the red side has the top lane turret exposed, and then blue side has the bot side turret exposed, pretty much if either team have 2 people killed at any point, the game pretty much just ends. So
Yeah.
I would expect
And
this game to
picking
end
up
within
that-
the next couple of minutes.
We will see. It seems like teams are getting smarter about not falling for the bait that's Otacon, though.
Yeah, definitely some teams early on who wish they had a little bit of take C's, back C's with that objective.
And getting that mid-tier one's got to feel good, too. Whoever your mid laner is, they can shove waves a bit farther now and get much better roam timers. Looking like a pinch onto the Victor. Jace, that damage is ridiculous. Tryndamere channeling his teleport from mid, and he's going to jump right into a full Scion Q. Ultimate forced out. He will just E away. Scion teleports top lane, and he's might be able to hold this turret?
No.
No. Not at all.
And in fact, Sion might die here.
He'll get
Trundle
the wave.
still has the ultimate.
He does, and with Conqueror fully stacked, Scion... Oh, good cancel there, too. Scion is most certainly dead.
Man, I don't know why Trundle's not
Maybe.
pressing R. If Trundle pressed R at any point, he would have gotten the kill.
Jace gets the mid turret. Is he going to be able to get the kill, too?
Oh, that is a huge
Oh.
kill.
Close, but no cigar.
Okay, Trundle
And a
still
bit
didn't
of a
press R.
misplay
Maybe
by
it's
the
a visual
Trundle.
bug. I mean, it has to be a visual bug, right? Trundle would have pressed R at any time otherwise.
You would think he would have on his icon. It doesn't look like his ult's on cooldown at all, though.
Wow.
Great result. Turret still falls, but good to get the kill.
Yeah, dies to the Landry's burn. Let's see, Tryndamere's got Hull Breaker now. Alright, both teams are just all in on the side lane. Oh, wait, red side's TPing in. They're looking for an end. They're in a 2v3 situation right now.
I might have pulled the trigger a little bit early. Going right under the turret with
Yeah,
one of his
but let's
teammates
see what's
there.
happening with Ziggs. Can he get that wave in time? No, it looks like he's a little bit slow, yeah. Maybe a misplay from red side.
Yeah, I think their timing was just a little bit off. If they held that, if Sion had waited maybe 5 more seconds for Ziggs to get that mid wave in, they could have maybe at least gotten one of the turrets down.
Yeah, something that I have noticed is that for the past maybe 7 or 8 minutes or so, it feels like CLG has had a really hard time making any progress in the game. Like, they're so close. They have that bot tier 3 turret at 33% health, but it just feels almost untouchable. The wave clear
I
of the
wonder
enemy
if
team
it
is
was
too good.
almost. It is. I wonder if it was a bit of an oversight for them to not at least make a play for the Rift Herald. That would have allowed them to almost certainly get that bot turret and maybe even get the inhibitor while they're there.
You could have said the same thing about Red Side. If they had made the play for the Herald, they could have dropped the top and won the game. I think both teams must have just been feeling like they never had a good opportunity to start it.
Sure, and it's risky. You're going to have to put at least 2 of your players up there. Who do you leave to defend?
Especially when the turrets are like this.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
Ziggs could be in trouble here. Tryndamere with a decent little flank.
Yeah, Tryndamere in behind.
Oh, doesn't get the E.
Oh,
has
misses
the
the
flash.
W
Yeah.
and forces the flash.
That cooldown might become really important later.
Yeah, and as weak as Scion kind of has been so far, he does just get stronger. The W gives him infinite health scaling, so...
Yeah, no, I will say though,
longer this-
2 legendary items completed for everybody on Cuddly League, guys, meaning they could look to upgrade to those tier 3 boots. Could be a big power spike that they need.
I could certainly help out. I mean, Tryndamere would need to get tier 2 boots first. He's still
Yeah.
sitting on basic boots.
But yeah, Trundle already upgraded to the tier 3 boots. Victor not quite yet. Actually went the large rod first. Might want to get that upgraded tier 3 sword boots. The tier 3 sword boots upgrade is insanely strong.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. That and the Tabby's upgrade those are considered the 2 best right now, aren't they?
People would tell you that. In my opinion, I think that that the Swifties and Symbiotic Souls upgrades are really insane also.
Mm.
Those are essentially the only 2 that I've been building every opportunity that I can. But Trundle's TPing onto the cannon.
Trundle and Tryndamere down there.
They have no
Jason's
wave,
back,
but
I
Tryndamere
believe.
might be able to force Yordle off. Or why did I say Yordle? Tryndamere might be able to force the Ziggs off. Doesn't look like it. A little bit of a wasted TP, swinging and miss. Tunnel visioning on that tier 3 turret. You know what I think? I think that Treemilk didn't realize that in the new season, TPs don't protect minions anymore. I think he was thinking he would be able to save the cannon, not realizing that Scion could just eat away.
I didn't know that either, so...
Yep, that's a new change. You can just... Yeah, your TP doesn't protect minions, so... Enemy team can
it's
kill
nice
them.
that it's nice that the TP... Does the TP get cancelled if the minion
No,
is killed?
no, it does
you know?
not.
Okay. And Treemilk just died out on his side.
Yeah, also burned the Trundle ult. I don't know what the cooldown is on that this late into the game. I don't know if we'll have it when he respawns, but if not, that'll be unfortunate. And you know, I said about 8 minutes ago that I thought the game was going to end in 2 minutes, but yeah, both teams right on the cusp of winning, but just can't seem to find anything productive.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Both teams do have the infinite scaler. I mean, Victor, his ability power just goes stronger and stronger with his hex type arcs, doesn't it?
I don't fucking know. I haven't paid too much attention to
Okay.
Victor's new kit. As far as I'm concerned, it just plays the exact same as the old one. I haven't like... I know that his ultimate gets bigger and shit, but that's it. I haven't been...
Yeah, I thought it was just pretty much a graphics update, as all of his abilities seemed exactly the same.
Hey, you want to know a silly stat? In this
Sure.
game, 0 Void Grubs, 0 Dragons, 0 Heralds, 0 Otacons, 0 Barons have been taken. This has been an objectiveless game all the way through.
Yeah, and that'll be something that we need to bring up post-game if one of these teams is regretting not going for any of those neutrals, especially the turret-taken ones.
Yeah, I mean, like if either team had even 1 Void Grub, this game might have been over by now.
Yeah, just the damage that it stacks up over time. It definitely seems like wave clear is kind of going to become a bit of the meta moving forward, though. The way the Ziggs and the Victor, especially, are kind of controlling this game.
Let's see. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but Trundle it looks like he's prepping the bot wave pretty aggressively. Both Tryndamere and Victor have TP, so I wonder if maybe a potential 3-man bot siege could be in the cards. I mean, as long as they see that Ziggs is not bot, maybe they don't have enough wave clear to stop it.
Yeah, and Ziggs and Jace are both standing on a stealth ward, so they know exactly where those two are.
Red side making an aggressive move down the middle, pinging as well. Tryndamere's got to get back. Ziggs is going to melt this turret.
Yeah, he will. Jace, especially with that.
Wow,
Barber,
big
that turret's
rotational
gone.
mistake from blue side.
That turret's just gone. I think they have the inhibitor now too.
Yeah, I think the game's just
Victor's
going to
dead.
end.
And there it is. Just walk down mid and end the game.
Yeah, it was a little bit of base race too. Trundle tried, but it's too slow. Yeah, big misplay from CLG to end it there. Tryndamere caught sleeping a little bit on the rotation.